Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Getting a little bit of a late start today, but that's okay. As you may notice, we are missing one of our players. Unfortunately, Tilbin had some real life issues come up and he's no longer able to join us. But we wish him well in all of his future endeavors and let him know that he always has a spot back at the table when life calms down. So we hope to see him back at the table eventually. So, how are we doing, guys?
Good.
I'm good. Yeah, I hopefully he comes back sooner than later. He did say he intended to, so it's goodbye for now, I guess. But that's I guess kind of the nature of what this is going to be. But um, yeah, I guess uh, that's part of the late start too, is just getting things ready. So
Yeah.
Just kind of a little bit of a changing around of casts and figuring out things, but I think we're good to go. Showing off right now our brand new logo right here. We now have
Ooh.
hey,
Scott. You
that
might.
was something that I sketched because I thought, yeah, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about the flip and the P going one way and the D the other, and then I realized the S kind of pointed, and you
And
fiddled with my pen sketch and pencil sketch, and yeah.
so now there's something besides just the plain white background to look at. And without further ado, we're gonna get right into the actual gameplay. When we last left our intrepid explorers, our gods in training, they had just come from a meeting of the so called terrorist forces and found out that they actually were gods themselves, or at least somewhat gods themselves. And a certain Greek god had shown up to begin their training. Now, as Aphrodite comes in and says that she's about to begin your training, all of a sudden Loki pops up out of nowhere, sitting right beside you, Courtney. Like literally right beside you.
Um. Okay. What? Aphrodite, Loki. Now, now what?
Oh,
This
this
is this is a lot. Like we literally left to get away from this and collect our thoughts, and
Mm-hmm.
you're being followed.
I Percy looks at you and goes, I don't this isn't oh bugs are so much simpler. Loki looks at Percy and says, I want to train this one myself. And just as he says that, Percy and Loki both just disappear into the ether.
Oh, what? Um. I'll look to Aphrodite. I'll look to where they went, and just this is getting too much because there was three of us, and then there were two of us. I'm not saying any of this. This is just the internal thought. And then there's literally like the two of us had gotten through all this, and that was the one rock, the one consistent, and now that's gone. And nope, nope. Just kind of uh, I looked at Aphrodite like just kind of now what?
And then he says, don't worry, I'll be training the two of you. And as she says that,
Percy's gone.
she looks at you and then she looks at like an empty space.
I will reveal myself. I've been here the whole time. Uh, I can do invisibility reasonably well. It helps me on my job. Uh, I'm a national park ranger, so naturally invisibility would come into to that sort of thing. Gods and goddesses, that's kind of a new thing for me. Um, But if invisibility is a thing, then why not gods and goddesses? So
So are you like on the other side where Loki was on one side and you're on the other, or are you across from me?
I think I'm across from you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So when you appear, it's like, ah, we're
yeah.
what?
Well,
How
and I've
how
always
long?
been here. I'm just deciding now is the time to reveal, myself.
Like here in the, I forget, we're in like a restaurant, right? He, like how when you say the whole time,
Hmm.
like since we left the meeting, or
Yeah. So I have armor. I'm wearing. I guess it looks like regular, leather, uh, clothing. As befits. Kind of an old D&D style ranger, sort of thing. Um, and yeah, so I picked up armor when y'all did. I just made off with the stuff that I thought would fit me, and nobody seemed to notice. I wanted to make sure that I had a good grasp on what was happening, and I think I'm sticking with you guys, and uh, I think
wait,
I'm here for the long haul.
you you, you picked out your armor when we.
Yeah.
I just sit back in my chair like, what? The whole.
This stuff seemed to fit me, so I made off with it. Nobody complained that it disappeared, kind of literally, and yeah, so
Yeah,
I
so
just kind of looked at Aphrodite like, you're kidding me, right?
so I think narratively wise, now we kind of flash back through all the events of the previous two episodes, and like the
mhm,
camera's doing the flash cut back, and they're in like you're standing next to the ogre that you've knocked out, and the two of you are doing your pose, and then slightly behind the ogre, the camera zooms in and we see just the outline of the character,
mhm,
and
Oh,
then it fast forwards a little bit, and it's like at the point where you accidentally electrocuted all the bugs of Percy's, and he's like having the reaction, and then just giving a disapproving look is our forest ranger slightly in the background, like not being noticed again, and then like it fast forwards through the meeting, and then to where you're at right now.
it cuts
yeah,
back, and I'm just like the whole time, like I can't get over that part
yeah.
of it. Who?
Reaching out with a foot, every once in a while to trip a bad guy, when it was appropriate to do so, and things like that. So,
Who the hell are you?
my name is, I've actually Shelton Johnson, um, the park ranger, and um, I happen to be, in the neighborhood and, out doing my rangering and encountered you guys and saw some armor and a quest, and me and the gods were kind of doing this thing here, and you know uh, yeah, been here the whole time.
I feel really bad for not noticing you around, but if you were
Well,
invisible, that's pretty
yeah, no,
cool.
that's more my thing than on you.
Okay.
I can avoid being seen if I wish.
Yeah, it's I. That's not me.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
looked at Aphrodite and I'm like, should we be worried about Percy? Do
Um, Loki Loki has his own ways of doing things, and as
so? Should we
Percy,
be worried about Percy? That's what I'm
I
afraid of.
I assume two trickster gods in their own elements. We'll be okay.
Two?
Well, yes, Percy and Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that's the kind of realization of Okay, so I know what I am, and that. Okay, so who is Percy? Zeus called him Etum. If he would be a god, is he's not like what I've got, right? But does
We're
that?
all we're all gods and goddesses. You are just younger.
But I've got like Athena. That's one that already was until
Yes,
she did this. What about Percy? I put the sword
Percy's a
back
new
on the
god.
table.
Um, Percy's what we like to call as God touched.
I look right to where Shelton is and say, and but I don't. No, sorry. I point to Shelton, and I'm still looking at Aphrodite and go, and what about him?
He is also God touched.
So Shelton, you were at the meeting. You know what this is,
Yeah.
or at least what they say it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just as
Um,
a recap for everybody, the idea is that the Greek gods and the various other religious gods are kind of fighting against the main single monotheistic religion god because he has kind of broken their compact that they had with one another that okay, we're going to split up humanity and you guys will get this amount of praise and I'll get this amount of praise, and he's kind of encroached upon that by saying, okay, no, I'm going to be the only god there is and I'm going to take all of humanity.
mhm.
And the Greek gods and the other gods are all just kind of fed up with it and they're kind of doing a rebellion. And they're trying to bring back the world of magic to our world. That is the short, dirty version of what happened over the last two episodes.
And
Also,
I'm go ahead.
also you have a room at the tavern that you guys go back to every night, and it's basically everything you've ever dreamed of, and it's really hard to leave. And you found out in the last episode that it's basically a prison cell, and it's meant to keep all the gods in check.
If we believe what they say.
Yeah.
Um, I'm definitely worried about that coming up tonight because that's an unavoidable thing that I'm not ready to confront yet. Um,
That's internal monologue, correct?
yeah, because it was response to what you were saying as the DM. Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure
Um,
that wasn't character
yeah.
response.
No, sorry. So yeah, so I say to Percy, you or not Percy. See, it's happening. To Shelton that you know what this is. Yes, okay. I just looked at Aphrodite. I'm like, okay, so what now? You're gonna train us on
Yes.
what?
How do you use your god touched abilities? I believe you've already tapped into a few. She points to the sword and makes like a little electro bolt looking symbol with her hand.
Yeah, that happened.
And obviously, disappearing act over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God touched abilities are unique to each and every god, reborn or new.
I so why Athena? And that's almost asking more like why the name, not why the god or why me. It's kind of purposefully open like that.
Because, my dear sister, that's who you are.
No, I'm my name's Courtney.
Yes, your human name was Courtney.
No, you said was. You see me. You see her when you see me, right?
I see a version of her, yes.
That makes it almost weirder of an answer. Okay, that's yeah. This is a lot. right?
I would agree. Yeah.
In truth, I haven't seen my sister in quite some time.
A lot of this wasn't in the park ranger manual either. So
It's, you're a god. How long is some time?
Roughly 25 years.
Courtney's a little pale at that. For the record, she's 25.
mm,
For the audience.
Which is information you can get off of her character sheet that is up on Patreon for our $10 patrons.
Yes, yes.
This and many more
Um,
significantly.
behind the scenes stuff.
I just figured the obviousness connection was there. I may as well throw that one in. That's your free
Oh
one.
yeah, if
Because it's Courtney's as like she's saying that as much with her face. Like it's
yeah, she's definitely letting everybody know that that
like
number
that's
is
the
important.
that yeah.
Hmm.
What happened to her?
She
And I'm myself. I'm looking down. Courtney's looking at the table. And just for the record, my sword is literally right there. So that's what that's kind of what I'm looking at.
now
Hmm.
as in the cinematic world, as Aphrodite's explaining this, the camera's going to flash back 25 years earlier,
Cool.
and you're going to see a character that looks very much like what we picture classic Athena as, standing outside of a little house, a house that would be very recognizable to Courtney, walking up to a door, walking through the door, through a hallway. You hear a voice, a female voice, one that would be very recognizable to Courtney, and then you see Athena just turn into a pure little ball of light and fly into the woman's stomach. There's a light glow and then it fades. Cuts to a few months later, she's at the doctor's office. Then there's a pedal swipe of roughly 9 months later, and we see Courtney's birthday.
Kind of the Greek root.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the diner where Aphrodite's basically explained to you that she chose your parents to be her new hosts, to
Hmm.
be reborn in this time, and that gods do this from time to time to refresh their powers, to gain more understanding of humans.
Was there something special about us specifically, or right time and place kind of a thing, or?
We each choose our hosts for different reasons. I particularly choose mine for the genetics and the overall appearance.
Mm.
You, my dear friend, my dear Shelton, you're a new god touched. You won't be regenerating for probably another 200 or 300 years. And my estimations are that the creator chose you because, well, no offense, he thought you'd be easily controlled.
None taken, of course.
And your own abilities of being able to go unseen, for a creator that generally likes to work in the shadows, you could see why
Hmm.
that would appeal to his sensibilities.
Sure.
So, what we talked about in that video, Scott,
Hmm.
that's going off in your head like alarm bells at this point in time. That why us question?
Yeah.
You have cast member chat open?
Character chat? Yeah. Give me a sec. or cast member chat. You said, yeah. During this, Courtney just has like tears, kind of small tears, kind of coming down. Like it's one thing to learn about your origin, but this is another level. So I'm okay.
Yeah. So that's going on in your head right now, and we can talk about that more later.
Yep. There. Yeah. I'm damn near white as a sheet. Just I don't. This is a lot to take in. To it's an existential crisis if there ever was one.
Hmm. I would
Like
say so.
literally told you exist because of this, and that's why. Aha.
Hmm.
So Aphrodite kind of walks over to Shelton, kind of like takes up his bow a little bit in her hands. She's like, you know, I like bows, all right, but I prefer a sword because you can really grip the shaft. And she kind of does one of those like, you know, super,
Courtney's not laughing, but I am.
super like
Oh,
suggestive, super
Right.
suggestive down the side of the. Um, I need to get a roll from you, a d20, just to see like how smitten you are,
Oh goodness.
to see if you can avoid her supernatural charm.
Darn it.
1d20, r/1d20.
Oh right. Yep.
Slash. Hold on. It's slash r,
Slash R. Okay.
and then
Yep.
a
Got
space between r and 1d20. uh,
Well.
you are you are like head over heels smitten to
well, she
the
probably scooted over next, right? Because that's where Percy was, and she scooted over to where Percy was, and now it's like right there.
yeah, like
Hmm.
you see Shelton's eyes like literally like almost anime hard eyes, like,
Oh God.
and you're just so enraptured in what she's saying, and you're just like, the shaft, I'm, just keep talking to me, please.
This is where the difficulties of leather pants would come into play. Mm.
So, she goes, like I said, we each have our talents and our abilities, and I think
Hmm.
that your two will do nicely. And she kind of just grazes a hand across your cheek.
Hmm.
Is Courtney going to do anything seeing all this?
that
Yet,
did kind of bring her out of her stupor there.
yeah, yeah, he's not at all like, doesn't even acknowledge you at this point because she is
It
just.
I don't think I know what planet I'm on.
um I kind of again I'm literally taking this from that Valkyrie comic I'm reading. There's little aspect of it which I kind of like. I'll say to Aphrodite, sister, just to test it.
Yes, sister.
That's what we are. That's not just a formality.
We are truly
Un-
sisters, created on the same day from the same thought,
Hmm.
split from the mind at the same time, identical but separate. Scott, check chat, cast member chat when you have a second.
I'll notice that she's not even looking at me as she says any of that,
Mm.
and just kind of looking. I'm like, okay, well, there's a sword. No, the glass of water. Throw it. Not the glass, but to splash the water at Shelton.
Shelton, you're immediately like suddenly out of her power, like just soaking wet and shocked awake. You regain control of your senses.
Mm.
Aw, sister, always spoiling my fun. It's good to see that some of your self has survived.
While that was in some terms pleasant, uh, maybe warn me before you're going to do that again.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
When she said some has survived, I'm like, you know how unsettling that is, right?
Mm.
Yes, it's quite unsettling for me.
That's fair, and I can understand that. I'm me, and if she chose that, then that's what she chose.
And
To
she did
be
not.
me?
Not only did she choose to be you, she didn't talk to me about it beforehand.
Did she? Did anybody know?
Until the day you were born, none of us knew.
Is there like an alarm that goes off, and there it is? There I am.
It's
This
not
is
so much an alarm as it is a sudden absence was suddenly filled.
Hmm.
and then you just had to figure out who, what, and where.
Yes, exactly. We have
And
ways of
you,
finding new gods.
yeah, except you lacked the wisest one. And I kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit at that.
Hmm.
Right?
Unfortunately, yes, and at a crucial time, too.
She must have known what she was doing.
The day that my sister, went missing was the day that we broke everyone out of the Creator's grasps.
Hmm.
For a long time, we had assumed that she was captured when we went back to free everyone else. See, we went ahead as a scouting party to see if humanity would even be capable of remembering us or remembering magic. And we've worked for years via your mass media to
Hmm.
implant ideas of the Greek gods and goddesses to bring about a world where they were not only understanding of magic but hungry for it.
I literally pull out my phone and go hold it up, and I show my profile. I'm like, yeah, they believe it. They believe in me anyway.
Exactly. I have to say, creating Instagram was one of my greatest creations.
That makes
Well,
sense.
that was a large part of why I retreated to the woods, is because I encountered people that cared about nature and cared about places that were bigger than them. And it's part of my being, to go be with people that and take care of the land and the creatures and people that were drawn to those areas that were away from human beings, the mainstream human beings. So.
And I believe that is why the touch of God settled in your soul so fully.
Hmm.
You are in tune with nature, much like the original pagan gods, much
Hmm.
like the Druids' gods. They're not
Hmm.
very fun at parties.
I bet not.
I I'm thinking of Artemis and the hunt, and then
Hmm.
got surprised myself by that. Yeah.
Yeah, and as she's going on about you're in tune with nature, everything about that, you realize that deep inside of you, you can literally tell what is going on in nature. Like when you look at a tree, you not only know exactly how old that tree is, you understand the years when it was slow growth, the years when there was great growth, and you can kind of feel as a woodpecker is gnawing a hole into its bark, almost as if it
Mhm.
was in your own body.
Mhm. Like a natural kinship kind of a thing.
Yep. With all living creatures and plants and
Mhm.
cats,
Yeah.
especially cats.
And Shelton has a pet cat as well. Mainsley hangs out in his bag. So, um,
Yeah. Every now and
yeah.
again, you see the
On
little
cue.
you see the head of the cat just kind of peek out of the bag, just every now and
Mhm.
again.
He would appreciate a can of tuna fish. Would this restaurant sell me something like that?
Yeah, it's a typical diner, so I'm sure they have like a tuna melt, and they could just give you the just straight tuna.
One tuna melt, hold the cheese, hold the bread, hold the mayo.
Like,
Just give me a plate of tuna fish.
and now that you are asking, you find that the wait staff here is pretty much willing to do anything either of you ask. In fact, your table is drawing the attention of the entire restaurant.
I'm
Oh,
not surprised
that's an
after what I've
uncomfortable
encountered. Yeah.
yeah, it's an uncomfortable sensation for me. I prefer to keep to myself.
If
Are
you,
people like gathering?
oh yeah, like they're starting to kind of gather around, and they they
Yeah.
think they think that they must be movie stars. Like they swear they've seen you in movies. Like, no, that's the girl from the McDonald's video. Yeah, yeah, that's the girl from the McDonald's video.
Waving and smiling, and it's me, and I kind of like through the smile. Should we go?
Hmm. We should go.
Um, yeah, let's take this somewhere a little more private, shall we? And with
Hmm.
that, you walk out of the restaurant, and immediately you're not on Earth anymore.
I guess I'll check the tuna fish into my bag and let the cat, fend for itself.
You're now in what looks like 100% a Greek bath that's heated by like a volcanic vent.
Hmm.
Ah, welcome to my own little slice of heaven.
Oh, I just realized the silliness. If we were in Kansas, you could say we're not in Kansas anymore, but we're in
We're not in
Nebraska.
Canada anymore. You're in Canada. You're not in Canada
I
anymore.
say that we're not in Nebraska. No, we were in Canada. That's right. We're not in
Yep.
Nebraska anymore, or Ontario, or yeah. No, opportunities are missed. Opportunities are missed. Um, I'm more just looking. Yeah, I'm looking around. Like this is like some of the stuff that I'd researched for my character story idea.
Mm.
Except it's the things that are researched, and those don't exist anymore, right? And yet it's probably
Unfortunately.
magical as hell, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably not extremely conducive to a full leather outfit.
Or even mine. Though I kind of like I've been one to kind of poke and prod at what things are. As you probably are aware, I'll
Mhm.
turn to Shelton and say, "So you're like literally one with nature?"
Um, I don't know exactly the extent of my power, but I'm extremely good at my job as a park ranger, and
Mm-hmm.
I have an affinity for nature, so I could
What are you
probably tell.
What are you feeling right now? Because we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, I wonder how natural this really feels
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
like
yeah.
versus like
That's me prodding the DM for something
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Scott, if you check cast member chat again.
Okay, I'm on it. All right.
This is my cat here in my lap. I'm not just,
Being weird.
touching my leg,
To be fair, it's the internet. No one would be surprised. Um,
Hey,
Yeah, but
gotta do
Twitch, this
viewers,
is
right?
appropriate content. It's not like we could
Oh,
say a
okay.
real bad joke, which would be correct, but bad volume and language. So
yeah,
Right. No,
yeah.
I
Let's not break
getting
POS. Let's not break
he's
POS.
stroking.
right.
Anyway,
Mm. Oh goodness.
Last box. Thanks for the follow. Um,
hey.
so basically, Scott. So now you have that info.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I asked like, so I'm getting this kind of weird feeling like none of this is I don't want to say right, but it's not what I know.
Okay.
Like it's there's the unnaturalness to it.
Hmm.
And I'm literally looking at it like this isn't possible, but I know it is based on the past 2 days.
It feels a lot like the same thing as when you're in the realm of the creator. Like when you go back to the tavern at night, it's a lot of the similar feeling to that.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of Greek matrixy.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So of course you have a Greek bath Aphrodite. I
I'll
just
run
say
my.
kind of aloud, but yeah, of course, this is what it is. I should
Hmm.
have known.
I'll run
eh,
my fingers through the water. Just see if I can.
okay, so camera cut here. As you're running your fingers through the water, you look up
Hmm.
and there is a disrobed Aphrodite, like easing her way into the water.
Of course. Hmm.
I
Yep.
literally haven't taken a step, and I'm like, that was fast.
But
Hmm.
she
Yep.
relaxes in the water and she says, I'll stay here while you two train. And she basically says, all right, we need something to train against. Hmm. She creates a couple of target dummies. Let's start here. And go ahead and give me a roll, Scott.
Am I adding anything?
Oh, a six. You get
Or am I?
experience.
All right, I'll have experience.
Oh yeah. I should tell you every time you get you fail a roll, you gain a point of experience. So
Okay.
for that one roll, you actually gained a point of experience for that.
For the one you got there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the record, I'm at 5 out of 10
So you're halfway to level
because
three
last
or
time
level
was
two.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I even rolling that for though? Like to attack or?
No, it was to notice something you didn't notice.
Oh, gotcha. So the dummies are there.
Yep, they're there.
Hmm.
Um, Go ahead and roll to attack, both of you.
I want to try something.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk up to it and hit it with the sword.
Okay, just
I
direct
haven't
swing
done
at it.
that yet.
You just want to direct swing at it.
I want to see what it does. What's the before I do? What's the target made of?
It looks like kind of canvas over maybe like a sack of flour or kind of like a
Okay,
scarecrow almost.
so it should like a sword would cut through it, but I want to see what I'm dealing with here
Yeah, it should do damage to
proper.
it.
I roll. Oh,
You miss. Point of
Oh
experience.
no.
Oh no! Oh, you walked up to the training dummy as he was shooting the training dummy. Um, so basically
what? Oh, I got hit.
you walked into range combat. So you take You take 3 damage, and you take it to. This shouldn't break any of your armor, though. You take it to your number 3 on your armor, which I believe is
Is the chest, the
chest.
shoulder piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's down to 4 out of 7.
So, ding.
Well, what was it? An arrow?
Yeah,
Thunk in the
Yeah.
back.
yeah,
Like I'm like I
yeah.
think there's no. I'm up there like tap tap. I think they're made out of flour. Thunk.
That was a good shot, though, right?
Ah!
Wrong target. But that is my bad.
Like it
That
didn't
is,
penetrate, obviously, but it's like
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's a
as
very
you
good shot.
as you say you didn't penetrate, there's a laugh from Aphrodite in the pool, and she goes,
Quiet
That
you.
is,
"What a shame."
yeah. Phrasing. Yep. I saw that. So you're unhurt, right?
It
Uh,
yeah, it dented the armor.
okay.
That I didn't think. I'm looking at the arrow now
Yeah.
because this is godly armor, and he
Yeah.
shot me with an arrow that just almost took out half of it. That's
Hmm.
impressive.
Well, it's homemade, you know. My
So,
apologies. But
It's
training,
it's an accident. It now we know.
now we know.
sister,
Um,
this
I
brings me to a perfect training opportunity.
yeah, I think
Before,
we could use some training.
think that already just happened, Aphrodite. Thank you. I'm good. I don't want to get shot again.
no, I remember you having quite the armor smithing skill.
Yes. Wait. I make costumes.
Why
Is
don't you try repairing your armor?
okay.
Roll a d20 plus 3 and fill a slot on your skill sheet.
Oh, we're doing great.
That's a
We're
point
getting
of
that experience.
experience.
We're getting that experience. Yeah.
Yeah, you both get experience on those last rolls, by the way, just to make record. So you're almost to level, or almost to 10 at this point.
Yeah, I'm at 7 now. That's
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I was at 4 when we started. That's how this has been already. It's I
Um,
might it may be later. I'm still
she comes up behind you and takes your hands in hers, and she goes, "No, more like this." And as she does it, she uses your hands to kind of hammer out, and you gain the ability to correct your own armor. Go ahead and mark your armor back up to full health.
okay. And that is going back to the times when like she as the cosplayer has advised. So it's there's the familiarity there and oh that just opens up in Courtney's head about it was actually her sister advising her sister if that's what that is and oh okay.
You notice there's a little sadness in her eyes when she looks at you.
Because she had to do that and because I don't know and oh
Now, my
she sees her sister what she thinks anyway has lost something and that's ooh that's good.
Mm.
now my ranger friend.
Oh no,
Mm.
it was an
She she
accident. I swear.
she holds the arrow in her hand. She's kind of running her fingers along the shaft of the arrow, obviously, because
By the
everything.
way, don't forget she's naked and dripping wet.
Yeah,
Right. Yep.
yeah. You want to give me another roll to see if you can you're pulled in again by her.
Oh goodness.
Oh, oh,
Are you 2 for 2 with those?
I think this is 3 for 3.
oh my gosh. Oh, oh. When she says my archer, you kind of like you stumble and like lose your breath for a second and like kind of fall into the
Mm.
ground. Go ahead and gain a
Oh,
point of experience.
yeah, he does. Is that what
Yeah.
we're calling it now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's 3 total so far.
yep. So you're three
Wow.
out of 10 right now for level 2.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, you're level 1 right now, getting ready for level 2 because you start level 0.
Yeah.
So while that's happening, I'll turn around to the dummy and I'll hit it with my sword.
Okay, try and hit it with your sword. Let's see what happens.
I'm gonna try not to fall face forward.
Yay!
You know.
Yay! You hit it with your sword. It
So I didn't.
slices.
I don't have any kind of actual like attack skill. I've got the other stuff, but this is a straight up thwack.
Right, you're not using lightning or anything.
Mm-mm.
It slices clean through, but the minute you pull your sword out of the dummy, it like stitches back up in front of your eyes.
Hmm. That's handy.
I just kind of poke it.
Little hole instantly heals back up.
I try and take the head off.
You do. It pops back on the second it hits the ground.
That's just kind of neat.
Hmm.
Aphrodite looks over at you, kind of sad again. Just like,
Well, easily manipulated. That was part of the reason for me. I was just trying not to land, face first. Trying to
she,
land.
oh dear Archer. Dear Archer. Hmm.
The cat will save you. The cat will break
Yeah.
you from the spell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cat is completely unaffected by her charms, and
Yeah. I bet he's
bas-
just in there like, oh god.
basically just pulls you out of it by like giving you one of those loving swats on the head,
Yep.
Mm.
and
Yeah.
that's when she sees the cat, and she kind of grabs it out of your pack and sits it on the ground.
Mm.
Um, a house cat for God. This doesn't seem very appropriate. And she pets the
There,
cat, and as she pets the cat goes from being a black house cat to a black panther.
Yeah. I could sort of see that. It was a little Egyptian before.
you just when I think it's like, okay, this is weird. That
Hmm.
happens.
Yep.
Maybe now our archer can keep himself upright, or he could
Fun.
just always use the kickstand.
Right. At least my hips are somewhat, elevated. You know. Oh.
You gotta love when Aphrodite comes into the picture, just innuendos and double entendres.
There is something a little comforting about Courtney right now because she's in like the full armored outfit. The heels are clicking on the stone of whatever this bathhouse is, whatever. But she is
Mm.
not the center of attention, and it's a little reassuring right now. It's like, oh, some relief after the past
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah,
It's there's not there would be jealousy. It's like, well, about me though, but no, this is Aphrodite. It's everybody's second to her. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Maybe that's a bit of Athena's whatnot as well, but
so
Hmm.
you can add panther to your character sheet. You can replace your house cat with a black panther now.
Okay.
that's
You're
pretty
gonna have to
crazy.
buy a lot more cat food.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot more tuna fish.
So now she turns back to her sister and she goes, "Dear sister, what what have you done to yourself?" And she goes, "I
What do you,
suppose I'll have to jumpstart this a little."
what do you mean?
And as you say, "What do you mean?" She like runs her finger over your face, and
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
it lingers on your head for a moment, and suddenly your brain is filled with memories that are not your own.
Mm.
Okay,
But they don't feel as intrusive as somebody else's memories. They're not yours, but they are.
They don't feel false. Or yeah, okay. No, I'll probably fall to my knees and just hold my head and try to process everything.
Yeah, you're basically getting about 1,000 years of information in the span of a second or so.
Yeah, a human person can't really comprehend that quite the way you're supposed to. So at least that's yeah,
So
that's overwhelming.
you're down on the ground for quite a while. So she goes back to focusing on the archer.
Oh, that's part of her plan. I got it. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. Yeah, literally, like it's like, wait, what? She does that. The sword clatters down. I fall to my knees. I'm holding my head, just like
She goes
and
back to
then
Shelton.
she gets back to work.
She goes back to Shelton. She goes, tell the cat to attack the dummy.
Okay. Um, I look at the cat and point at the dummy.
Go ahead and roll me a d20 plus 3.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, that
There
one's
we
better.
go. Go ahead and write down on your sheet a skill that's called something like animal control or communicate with animals.
Okay.
The panther runs right at the dummy and just starts ripping it to shreds. And obviously, it's healing itself as it gets
Mhm.
ripped apart.
Cool.
Then she says, "Eh, see, you are useful after all." And she kind of just like strokes a finger down the back of your neck and goes
Hmm.
back to her sister.
I sent you something in the cast chat there.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Hmm.
So what happens to Courtney is you almost get like a pre-recorded message in your head. Like, have you watched the old Superman movies?
Hmm.
Remember when he finds the crystal and there's the recording of his parents, and
Yep.
it was hidden in his in for when he would most need it.
Yep.
You basically get that,
Okay.
and it says something along the lines of, "I know this is scary. I know this is a lot to take in, but I chose you for a reason. One no one knows but you, even if you don't remember it yet. Trust me. Trust yourself. Trust no one else."
Yeah, I'm literally fighting to maintain myself amidst 1,000 years of God's memories. That goes about as well as you probably would think. I'm
Hmm.
betting, but
And in that moment, you almost like feel her arms around you, like giving you strength and pulling you back to your feet.
cool visual for that would probably be eagle's wings, because that's a very Athena
Yeah.
thing.
Mm.
She, she has a cape and eagle's wings. My character has no cape, but I picture
Um.
Yeah.
that godly kind of embrace would be cool for that. That's very
Now,
wisdom for her from the owl. So
now that
Hmm.
there's something that you've been aware of that the rest of the world hasn't seen just yet. But Shelton, as you look now at Chelsea's character, she is glowing, bright,
Mm.
golden, glowing. Like it's gotten even more so as you're looking at her. It's growing and growing, and
Mm.
you see literally some form of wings coming and surrounding her. And
Hmm.
as you find yourself coming to, Courtney, your
yeah,
back itches like mad. Like there's something right there. Like almost like when you're going through like a growth spurt and that new skin growth is there and it's just like crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like that, and it kind of hurts. And all,
I'm
give me a d20. I want to see how you
okay.
react to this situation.
I'm gonna say I'm literally still just like fighting the other part of it, and I'm sure I'm if I'm able to say anything, I'm saying like my name, Athena's name, like I'm, and it's a bit of both at the same time, something like that. There's a 7. That's great. Well, let's go over that experience again. There, that's great. This is
So,
this is Courtney's doing great.
so
She's it's
as you stand up, you're knocked back to your knees as these two giant wings sprout from your back, like very
uh
forcefully.
there is a scream of probably pain at that and confusion.
Mhm.
So you can pick up like basically you look at this point almost like a Valkyrie, like from the
Oh
from the
wow.
from the Norse mythology.
I'm on board with that. That's a very cool image.
Mhm.
Um, this is a lot.
This is
Courtney's
more
probably
what.
just outright screaming at this point, and that might
Yeah.
be unsettling, but it's yeah. The physical and mental right now is just it's literally overwhelming.
I think or Aphrodite looks over at you and goes, "Huh, those are new, but I like them, sister."
Wait. So that wasn't under your control. That wasn't your doing, Aphrodite.
Huh. Unfortunately, I've never been one to be able to control my own sister.
Hmm. It's mildly unsettling. I'd been used to being kind of a puppet, by the gods at this point, and it's unsettling that some of our evolution is out of everybody's control. So
Oh, my dear Archer. And again, she does the fingers down the back of your spine, and everything tingles.
that.
You,
You're getting
you,
aware of it. You like it, but you're aware of it. So it's like, hold on.
Right, yeah.
she's like, unfortunately, while I can accelerate things, the path at which your, hmm, shall we say, evolution, the path that your evolution takes is 100% yours. We might get crazy warrior eagle hybrids like my sister over there. Or we might get a
Hmm.
guy that falls on his face a lot.
Tries not to land directly on my waist. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, so I presume I'm still processing the memories and all that for
Oh yeah,
however long you want to thematically run with it.
yeah.
But the way I kind of see it is I'm literally like reaching, fighting, whatever, and like I'm gonna grab the sword as like almost like a focus. I
The
don't know
minute you grab the sword, everything calms.
Hmm.
if
It's like a
okay.
focal point. It's like putting the mute button on the loud music.
So
There's a
Aphrodite really does prefer swords.
there's a huge gasp at that,
Hmm.
and
In
I'm
that
Are
just
you
case,
staring at it.
Aphrodite
are you
does.
feeling
Go ahead.
better, Courtney? I said, are you feeling better, Courtney?
Why do I think the panther still sounds like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it just looks like a panther at this point. It's still got the house cat meow. It
um,
Hmm.
it still thinks like a house cat.
I delayed my answer, but the moment you use arm, am I okay? I'll say like yes, like it's like immediate, not too quick, but it's confident. Like yes,
Okay.
and I looked at Aphrodite like through the sword, like what? Okay, Cammy, though I'm gonna say it is you can probably pick up on this. What did she do to me?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, so you are in contact.
As I'm looking at the sword to her, I'm more looking at the sword and
Uh huh.
asking that.
Yep.
It's more what.
I pick up on exactly.
I wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reflection you see, it's not Courtney,
Oh, cool. That's cool. I didn't even think of that. Oh shit.
and the reflection speaks to you, and the reflection says, "She has her own purposes. She unlocked your abilities faster than you should have naturally gained them." And again, the sword reflection's almost like got a little bit of a sorrowful expression, like, "I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm sorry
It's
I
the
put
sorrow
you
Aphrodite
through
had.
this."
Yeah. Except it's okay. Okay.
It's more of a I'm Aphrodite's is more I'm sorry for what I lost and seeing you in such a pitiful state.
Yeah.
Whereas this is more of a I'm sorry I put you through this.
Got it. I like it. Okay.
Like almost motherly like look on her face at this point, like a mother to a child.
Okay. Um. I kind of shrug my shoulders and look at the wings.
They move pretty naturally with your body now that you've kind of gained control over them. Still itch like mad though.
I don't know that there's a salve or something that I could make that would improve that, but you
We could
that
totally try for it
that'd be great.
if you wanna try and roll like let's say first aid. I think you could totally have first aid as a skill as a park ranger.
I especially see it as some
know.
kind of natural plant type thing too, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So go ahead and give me a. Oh, hey, do me a favor. Pull up the dice, the actual dice menu.
Poison ivy.
Yeah.
This'll help. Oh, you wanted it to go away. Oh.
Right. Tiger
Wow.
Balm times 10. You know.
Yeah, your dice hate you tonight. This is fun.
Oh, we're both doing great. We've had like one success out of 8, I think. Two
So
Yeah.
successes.
so go ahead and gain that point of experience. But now I get to take over and tell exactly what you did.
Thanks.
Uh, you know,
So,
it's been a long day. I've been very distracted through
You
various
meant
things.
well. I, lo-
Yeah.
I
so
love it's been a long day. I've been distracted. He says to the person who's talking to a sword with giant
mm,
wings, like, yeah, yeah, I've been distracted.
he so
Totally in position to fuck with.
I'm gonna give you a roll, Scott, to try to avoid this.
Oh, oh, what? Oh, you know how that's been for me.
Hmm.
Oh, go ahead and take some experience, Scott.
I'm at 9.
So so
Oh my god!
what
They're the wings are unwieldy. They're natural, but they're still new.
so he reaches into his pack for some aloe vera and some things to kind of ease the itching and possible pain. What he accidentally grabs out is full on rubbing alcohol. And just as the little warning voice goes, "Wait, don't let him," and then suddenly alcohol right on your back,
Uh,
and you
Oof.
take
like this is there's no armor for
you take
that on
four
where the wings
directly
Oh
to
are.
god.
your
So
HP,
how much?
Oh.
4 damage directly to your HP.
4. Yeah, I'll scream at that. That hurt.
Yeah.
The wings
Yeah.
probably flap back.
I'll just stand there and like
So
rub my temples and
Yeah,
oh.
you maybe have been a little bit under the effect of Dai's magic still.
yeah.
Hmm.
She might have even traded it out when you weren't paying attention. You don't know.
Sorry.
But like,
Sorry.
and
I normally
So
as this is happening, Courtney is immediately like reminded of electrocuting all of Percy's bugs.
Gotcha.
And there's a little bit of a karmic.
Yeah.
You can almost hear Percy in the back of your head. Well,
I promise I'm normally a very good park ranger.
Um. Oh, I'm a little weirded out that it's not just that. Oh, I could hear what his laugh would be like, and that I can actually hear it because of Loki. That's. Thank you. You try. I appreciate it. Might not seem like it, but I do.
Yeah.
unfortunately, my friends, your time is growing short. And as she says that, you start to feel that familiar pull, that tug of the creator's power on you.
um. I grip the sword tighter and I try to resist it,
Go
just to
ahead
see
and
if I can. Just to see if I can. I don't.
go,
Yeah.
go ahead and give me the roll.
Oh yeah, this can be the one. Nope.
It is the one that levels you up.
Hey.
Is Shelton going to try to resist, or are you just going to accept the pull of the creator to the other side?
You know what? I'm kind of done doing things.
Yeah.
I've attempted and failed too many times to, really be like, I'm going to definitively go do this thing. So I think my plan is going to be go with it and, try to let
Okay. So
fate
you're both pulled back to the tavern,
yeah.
Like
and
waking up in our rooms, or we're in the tavern.
you wake you up face down in the bar like you have every night.
Duh. Okay.
Mm.
And the creator kind of looks at you, looks at looks at Shelton. I'm gonna make a roll for the creator to see if he can tell humans apart.
I have wings. Oh, we're all
No,
doing great tonight.
no,
Oh.
no. The
Oh.
creator goes. Ah, you two are back. Glad to see it. Um, did you get a haircut? Like points at both of you. Goes, did you get a haircut?
I I literally look at him. I'll set the sword down on the bar, clasp my hands, and look at him and say, "I have wings, and that's someone else."
I'm the one without wings.
Like
So.
just like a look of like, "Come on."
Mm.
He takes a moment and is like, looks at you, looks at him, looks back at you. I'm fairly certain those were always there.
The argument is that he was too. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, tell
Was
me,
making less of a nuisance of myself, before.
what did you find out?
What did I find out?
Oh yeah, the from the meeting.
Oh.
Um, they said a lot about a lot, and
You took in more lore information than any reasonable person would.
yeah.
So.
Um,
You weren't swayed by their arguments, were you? And as he says that that pinging voice in your head, totally just like Enterprise red alert siren.
no, I am honestly very scared by everything that they told me. Cammy, that's the truth.
Hmm.
Even though I probably do believe it, it is legitimately a very scary thing. So
Okay,
Hmm.
I won't make you roll deception because we all know how that's gonna go tonight.
no, but it is the truth. It is trying to be deceitful. For like I didn't say I didn't believe it. I'm scared by it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm also scared by what he's telling me. So
He
I'm
he
scared
just
by
kind
both
of.
sides. I might mumble that. I'm scared by both sides.
Hmm.
This whole thing is terrifying.
Hmm.
Why don't you two
It's
go and rest up for the evening, and we can reconvene in the morning.
I could use a nap. That's for sure.
I linger just a like I kind of hold that pause in the sentence a bit longer. Why not right now? I thought we only had so much time. And yeah, I'm being challenging a little bit there, just
You
to dig for some info.
you look tired.
I probably legitimately do.
Yeah, I mean, you did literally just get rubbing alcohol poured on an open, brand new wound.
Yeah, and it was
Hmm.
Excuse
very
me.
overwhelming.
So, are you guys gonna make your way back to the rooms?
I think I will. Yeah.
Okay. As you go into your room, it is literally like a walk in the park, almost literally like beautiful nature. There's birds. It's the perfect temperature and weather out. Your
Mm.
panther settles into a little spot perfectly, almost made for him, and everything about your room is just absolutely wonderful.
Mm.
It's like being at home after a long day of work. It's
Yeah.
the most. Just gonna
I'm
settle
probably
down.
gonna knock right out.
All right, you pass out at your campsite inside of your room.
Hmm.
Well, that's going to be a hard way to get out of there. It's everything he wants. Let's close that door. And
Courtney, are you making your way to your room?
yeah,
You have your
just
sword with
gonna.
you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the door, like I'm standing in front of it. Hold, my sword's not up. It says it's in my hand. Just there's some fear here. There's I
Give
don't know
me
what to believe,
give me
but
a roll.
it's fear from both sides. So
Give me a roll
Mm.
of your d20.
it's that night. It's we're going great.
You're too tired to care. You just go straight in.
Yeah, I go in.
Like a 6-year-old at a birthday party with a pony. They just get too overwhelmed with stress and everything, and I need a nap or I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, yeah,
Accurate.
yeah. We're at this point in Courtney's day where she's just like, if I don't sleep now, I'm
Hmm.
probably not going to sleep for a very long time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I'll go in. Um,
For the first time ever, and this is Courtney only, as you're sleeping, which is normally an incredibly restful sleep.
oh, I was gonna say, um, I literally have the sword like under the pillow or something. Like it's like a lifeline. So
Hmm.
it's within reach. I'm not quite sleeping with it. We're not there yet, but
You have what is almost like a dream. From the camera's perspective, it's filmed from overhead, and there's a bit of fog, and it's the creator, and he's talking to someone. Well, did you get the information I sent you for? And you hear the voice of a former companion of yours, perhaps the scariest companion you've ever had, the butcher, with his simple one word, yes. The other two, they might be an issue. I might have to have you deal with them. He goes, I'm the butcher. Hmm. Creator's just like, yes, yes, you are. I thought there were three of them, but uh, you all look alike. So, if you kill two, kill three. At this point in time, kill as many as you can get your hands on. I'm the butcher. It's like, right, you're the butcher. And then you slip back into that restful, dreamless sleep waking up in the morning, the smell of cooked meats and waffles and maple syrup and all kinds of amazing things fills your senses. Along with what I'm assuming would be vegan options for our friend that talks to nature. Probably not a big
Yeah,
meat eater.
that's a safe bet. Yeah.
I pull the sword out from under the pillow and was kind of looking at it and seeing my own face reflected, assumably, for the moment. And I
You
think of
see,
that
you
dream. Oh, go
you
ahead. Sorry.
you see your face reflected, but when you look at what should be a reflection of the room you're in, instead of all the superhero stuff and the comic stuff and the anime stuff, you see bars.
I'm moving it around to see
As
now.
as you move it around, the entire room is just it's a cage.
I was gonna ask something, but that actually is all I need before I even had to ask.
And the minute you see that and realize that, that pull that's normally on you to leave your room, it completely evaporates.
Hmm.
So that normally
Oh,
that you had to roll against to decide whether you're going to leave, that goes out the window.
okay.
On the other hand, we go to Shelton. You smell food. Are you going to try to make your way down to, for food?
Yeah, I'm probably pretty hungry for my
Uh, okay.
vegan tofu poke bowl.
As I know that your rolls have been wonderful tonight, this is going to be fun. In order to leave your room, you have to actually make a d20 roll because you want to stay in your room so
Oh, okay.
much.
None of
Sleep
us
is
have
good.
has failed one yet, so
Right. So no pressure or anything.
no, no, none at all. The dice are great. We're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Oh,
Are are you kidding
What door? What are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
This is
me?
There's no desire at all. Go ahead and gain experience.
so I will
Wow.
leave the room.
Yeah, there's no pull, but you do feel something's wrong, and you notice that your companion's not around anymore.
Well, I was gonna go knock on his door anyway, not meta. Um, just to see, because I want him to see what I see, and he needs to know.
He
This is the
doesn't.
best night's sleep I've ever had.
So there's knock knock.
Yeah, there's no response.
I wonder if he would even hear it.
He hears nothing. He is so lost in the fantasy of his room that he's forgotten it's
Can
even a room at this point.
can I open the door?
Want to give it a try?
Yes.
I'm in like a mattress commercial.
So you're just gonna put your hand in and try to turn the door?
Yes.
It opens, but there's like resistance, like something's holding it from the other side. You want to try and
There's
fling
what?
it
Sorry.
open? Like, have you ever had to open a door and somebody was trying to hold it shut with their hand on the other side?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like if you pulled strong enough, it would probably let go.
I'll try harder.
You want to roll?
No,
I know you don't
but
want to roll.
I will.
I know you don't want to roll.
Hey, we got a
Hey!
10.
You hit it. You hit the DC.
Barely, barely.
Way to go.
Okay.
All right. So you hit your roll and it pulls free. Oh, hey, Spring's in chat. Hey, Spring. It pulls free and you manage to pull yourself out or pull the door open and you see sitting in what is clearly a cage to you. Like there's no you don't see any of the nice things from your room. you see the the archer who is now chained to a wall in the middle of the cage.
Shelton?
You
I
Er,
don't,
you don't respond. You don't see Courtney at all.
yeah.
You
I'll
are
walk over right in front of him.
All our luxuries become necessities at some point. Wow.
his eyes are like glazed over. They're open, but they're not seeing anything. Don't forget, you also still have the glasses on you.
Yeah, I'll put them on.
You see the glowing yellow, golden light that you see coming from your armor every time you look at it, going from the core of Shelton, going into the chains and into the walls, and then the walls kind of strengthen and reverberate with it.
But he's like catatonic to me.
Yeah, he's completely catatonic.
Can I put the glasses on him
You can try
so
it.
that he might see something different, and maybe I can mess with it that way? I have plenty of ideas with a sword, but I'll try this first.
Okay. Shelton, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
Sure thing.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Oh, I love it. This is great.
Go
This is the best.
ahead and
The best yet.
gain a point of experience. What are we at for experience
We're he-
now?
we're heroes. We're
We're,
heroes.
we're all gonna get the level 2 tonight. That's for sure.
I'm at a 6 out of 10. I really didn't sign up to be the comedy relief character, but
Oh, don't worry. That was me last time. It's like the initiation, I think.
yeah, that must be it.
Don't worry. I'll save you. There was that's I'm that confident. I'm not at all.
when uh when he puts the glasses on you, everything in your world gets even more real and even more enjoyable. And you
Oh
see
goodness.
what Courtney sees is that the pulsing electricity going from his body into the walls is speeding up.
Okay, no, I take them off.
Everything gets slightly less real and it's a little bit more depressing, but you still love it there.
Good, good, good.
It,
Um,
it's like going from Disney World to Universal Studios.
yeah, I like
Well, like,
Universal, but I get it. Um, okay, sword is not Plan A, but
Well,
I'm gonna lean on. Huh?
the last time you tried to electrocute somebody, it went really well.
Hey, that's not what I was thinking. I'm going to try to get him to see the reality of the situation, and I'll put my hand on his head.
Okay. I need opposed rolls from both of you.
Okay,
Both of
because
you
this
roll
is
me a
like a
d20.
see the oh god, see the wisdom of what things are is what I'm going for. My roll is a 14.
Oh, I think something has to be bugged in roll 20. There's no way that naturally you could roll that many ones.
That's
I think
oh, look at it. It says mine says rolling d20. He says rolling 1d20.
Um, do me a favor. Instead of rolling with the command, go over to the dice on
that's what I've been doing.
the left hand
I
side,
I've been hitting the button. I
the
tried
the
the
d20 button.
yeah.
Why is
Yeah,
it
because
saying?
he
Yeah. If you look on
done
stream
it.
right
That
now,
means
Oh, maybe
something
maybe
was going on.
okay. I think I hit the re-roll the 1d20 button rather than the little icon that looks like a d20. So,
there we
yeah.
go. That's
Oh,
that's
where
more.
we're at. It's fun.
Okay.
It's
All
thematic
right.
for where we had to get to.
Let's just go
Oh,
back.
he beat me then.
Yeah. Yeah, he beat you and did not pull out of it. The one time you needed him to roll low, he rolls high. So
No, it's good. It's good. Now we're getting on to now his true power comes out.
Right.
he
Yeah.
really doesn't want to leave the forest. He's very
No,
happy.
no.
But you feel
He
like
cannot see the trees.
you feel like that did happen. That it did something, but it didn't quite cut through. Maybe if you tried again, maybe if you pulled in on some kind of power you have. And I'm gonna throw something up, so feel free to RP out while I type something to you real quick.
Okay. I start saying like you need to break out of this. You need to see this for what it really is. It is a cell. It's magic.
Mhm.
There is bad on both sides. I have no idea if he can hear me.
He's
Um,
gonna scratch my tummy and snore probably.
uh, Cammy, there's something I kind of want to thematically do. I think is there's a bit of a bit extra to the voice because it's probably a bit of what Athena would be doing. So it's like trying to break through with that too.
Okay.
Um, and I'll even say like don't trust this. Don't trust any of that. Don't trust me. Only trust yourself.
Okay. With that, go ahead and give me opposed rolls again. But
You wrote something, you said, eh?
this time you can add a +3 to your roll, Scott.
Oh yeah, that's that what you just wrote there, that's plan D.
Yeah.
So we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, with your +3?
I get plus
That.
three?
Yeah, I said you get a +3 to this for
Oh, then
having
I got
Athena's
it.
guidance. You got it.
Yeah. So.
You said
Um.
trying to trust only yourself.
You're suddenly snapped out, and you realize you're chained to a wall in the middle of a cell.
I'm probably not a huge fan of that. Let's inspect the mechanism by which I'm chained to the wall. Is it like a lock, or is it like what would
It,
it look like to me?
it's like old timey, like metal chains with a iron like cuff on them, with like a pin through the cuffs,
Okay.
and you're
I'm
chained
trying
kind of
to.
you're chained in like one of these, one of those type of motions where your arms are kind of up against the wall.
Oh, I see. Okay. Um. I'll try to grab something. Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe my.
so
Oh, Cammy, it's a callback, but you're gonna love it. I'll see that I got through to you,
Yeah.
Sheldon. I'm looking at the chains and my sword, and I say, "Do you trust me?"
oh no, oh god.
But you couldn't. But I think I can get you out of this.
I don't have any way of getting down in the lock or whatever, so
Okay.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Why do I feel like this is the and now we know moment of the show?
We're
Hold
we're we're
still.
we're on plan D. Here we go. Um, we just went to D. Uh, yeah, no, I'll try to stab the chains and make them go explodey with some lightning that he's connected to, because that's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
Okay,
Metal doesn't. Metal's not conductive.
this one's not an
Yeah.
opposed roll. Go ahead and give me the
I'm just
roll.
throwing. There's your 20, and if we're adding the lightning, that's a +3 on that.
Yep. You electrocute the chains. Oddly enough, they don't do any damage to him.
I've
Um,
learned.
actually,
That's no cookies.
Sheldon, go ahead and on your character sheet, not in a skill slot, but just in your background area, if you would like, it's on your second page. Write down immune to electricity.
Me or
Yeah, you in your
oh
background slot, write down.
Oh, okay.
Immune to electricity, not in a skill slot.
Yeah.
And yes, now we know. Yes. Oh, because I was ready. Like I even had like one of the wings, hopefully to block the if it conducted. I don't know. I didn't. I was trying to be protective about it, but like it didn't stop it. But it didn't matter. Oh.
I need to make a roll real quick to see if something else happens.
Hmm.
Um, from presumably downstairs, you hear it. Ah!
Mm.
Very clearly, the creator's voice.
Hmm. Interesting.
So is he like the chains are free, but is he still like his hands are bound?
Oh no, he falls to the ground and is completely
He's
freed.
free.
The chains have
Okay.
retreated, almost like they were hurt, like an animal pulling away from being wounded,
Oh. Okay. 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 Um.
and immediately followed by that scream of pain from the creator.
It's Um. I almost want to stab the floor just to confirm my theory, but I'm not gonna.
Oh come on, it'd be fine.
Nah, I'll save that.
You've
Um,
already done damage. You might kill him.
no, I'm not gonna try to kill God. If that's what he is.
To be fair,
I,
the media has
When
been
you're
trying to do
DM,
it for years.
yeah, well,
when
no,
you're,
I'll help Shelton up. Are you okay?
yep, I think I'm okay. I smell cookies. I think.
Yeah, I do too. But you can like this isn't. Do you want to leave?
Yes, I'm ready to leave. I see that this is a prison. This was pleasant for a while, but like many of the charms that are present in our world, it it's false.
Oh, once again burned by the construction of man.
Yeah, it went from Disney World to just Universal to just the parking lot in Florida.
I was hoping for that. The parking lot. I was thinking that. Yeah,
Hmm.
and this part sucks.
Yep.
That's when you realize you're in Florida again. Um,
Hmm.
um,
I,
we we might have to fight. I don't know. This
let's hope
is
let's hope we're like literally not fighting a god, but it's sounding more and more like that's what we're doing.
yeah, yeah, it really does. And I just
Yeah.
grab the sword tight and I walk out of the room.
Yeah. I grab my stuff.
you're
Imagine it's all in a backpack kind of a thing.
you're normally greeted by food and the bar patrons. Everything you just walk into an empty void room. Like the room's there, but none of the stuff's there. It's not very real looking at this way. It's like when a video game glitches out and not all the assets load.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is the creator there?
The creator is the only thing that is there, and he's smoking slightly.
So we're like on the steps. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That's player only. That's not character. Um. Oh no. I'm like partway down the steps, and I see all that. I just say
Yep.
talk as I continue down the stairs, trying to be as confident as a god would.
You gonna try to command?
I'll lean on that if that's a thing I can do.
How many skill slots
Hmm.
you
Because
got
it
open?
is, I am trying to tap into something. So yeah, I'll try that.
How many skill slots you got open?
I still got three.
All right. You want to fill one with command?
Sure.
All right. Make me a roll +3,
That's handy.
Okay.
and I'll roll for creator.
Like I said, there's a godly pull to that, trying to get that important voice going. Oh, 21.
Goodness.
Yeah, that beats my 10. You You broke through my. You broke through my. He doesn't want to tell you, but it's being pulled out of him.
Prison.
You broke through my prison. Ah. He's like all. He's actively trying to fight what you asked him to do, but he's being forced to. So
I'm
it's
literally picturing like my eyes are glowing gold for like the rest of me was or
and
something.
he's trying to look away, but he keeps getting pulled back to it.
Now I'll like as I'm walking up to him slowly, I'm kind of like doing this to make sure that he can't not. It's not needed, but it looks cool.
Mhm.
He's I I was using him to refuel, not as much abilities without the others. He's unharmed. He's unharmed.
Where is he?
Standing beside you.
No, I probably would have gone invincible or invisible for a defensive mechanism.
No, that makes sense. I like that. I want to see
Yeah.
if yeah.
Yeah, obviously, God just picks up on it, and goes right there, and points at an empty
Yeah.
spot.
Not as hidden as I would have hoped. I guess I'll step back into the visual plane then, and okay.
And just just for your own recollection, Shelton, you're starting to get a bit more of an understanding of how your powers actually work. You're not
Okay.
actually turning invisible, as it is everything around you wants to hide you. The very molecules of the
Um,
air want to hide you. So they're like stepping in the way of anybody seeing you.
mm-hmm.
So you're so one with nature that even atoms want to protect you.
Mm.
That's really cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
So I figure I'm kind of close to him. I don't know, 10, 15 feet away from the creator. Nervous, but this is working. Um, why should I believe you about anything?
That's a good question.
The creator gets kind of an uneasy smile on his face. Oh, but you shouldn't. And with that, you both disappear. And you're back in your apartment, and you're back at the lodge of your national park where you work. I'm
Mm-hmm.
guessing it's like probably like a Montana or a Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in LA. Honestly, I picture like this that kind of
Mm-hmm.
comical moment of like suddenly in the wrong room, but
Yeah.
it's the right room. Oh, the irony.
Yep.
uh, I look around.
You're back home.
I think
This
I need a vegan tofu pokeball.
Luckily, you have one in the work fridge, so you know with your
is
name written on
this.
it, it says "Do not eat."
Yeah.
um, I'll just. I'm literally looking around like it for trying to think of like a telltale thing. Is this like has time passed?
Is
Was it
this the real
all just a
world?
dream?
Is this
Huh?
just fantasy? Caught in a
Yeah, I think.
landslide.
I'll look around for my phone. Actually, I look, of course, to myself. Am I wearing my armor?
You're still wearing your armor.
Oh my.
But it's not cosplay. It's the armor.
You're still wearing your armor. You still have the glasses. Nothing has changed. You're just no longer standing in the middle of the tavern.
I'll close my eyes, try to focus on the creator, and I'll say, what do I say? Um, I'm trying to break through whatever this is. Um, I will say, I don't believe you.
There's no response.
I'm going to change out of my armor as quickly as I can before I eat my food, and try to get back into my regular clothing.
I believe this is the first time anybody's removed their armor. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well,
Um,
Yeah, I took off the chest piece for the airplane security, but that was
mhm.
it.
I just wouldn't want anybody to find out that I've had this weird experience or whatever, and
give me a roll.
But a real one now. Oh.
Yeah, you can't pull your armor off. It does not want to come off. It's almost like
son of
it's
a.
fused to you.
See, I knew that steam bath was going to be bad for leather.
It's almost like a compulsion. Like it feels too good to have on that you don't want to take it off.
Hmm. Now I'm wondering what my coworkers will think of it.
Oddly enough, they're not giving you any weird looks. Like they're
Hmm.
they're coming in, waving to you like nothing's changed, talking to you about
Okay.
you know the the irresponsible tourists they had to stop from going into the area where the hot springs were, and
Mm-hmm.
how they didn't want to have to clean that up again.
Right.
It's just the regular talk of the day. Um, your normal 9 to 5. Did you bother at all? Would Courtney have bothered to get Shelton's number or anything?
I think we
Not in
forgot
that
that.
moment. No, I don't even have Percy's. So no.
Yeah, you don't have any contact info.
But he could
Well, I guess.
probably Google me based on everything that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Give me a high or low, Scott.
low. Hey,
Hey, nothing happens. Shelton, give me a high or low.
Give me a high.
High.
hey.
Hey, nothing happens to you either.
We'll take it.
Well, just have to wait a little while to see what that was supposed to be.
um, I'm gonna look at the sword. No, I do that. Then I go wait, and I go to the bathroom, or no, I go to where like I've got a full mirror, and I'll kind
Okay.
of look at the sword, then I'll look past it to the full mirror, so I can get a proper. Hopefully, she'll use that mirror. Um,
You
and
get
I'll
a
just ask.
you get a
Oh,
full
sorry, go
on
ahead.
picture of Athena as she was.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a bit much. And is there a resemblance, like Aphrodite was saying,
There's a resemblance.
like a
Um,
generational thing, I guess?
it's kind of like half siblings,
Okay.
like same mother, different father. Almost exactly like same mother, different father.
God, because that's literally what it. Okay. Oh, that's. Oh God. Yep. All right. I just look at her, me. That's weird. And I say, "What happened?"
You got kicked out of heaven.
Hmm.
I don't feel that bad about it.
Neither did I.
I just did what you did, didn't I?
You did what we did. Yes.
without even realizing it.
You scared
How
him
much? Again, like you did?
exactly like I did. And he handled it the same way he handled it the first time, throwing us to the earth without any support, in hopes that we would come crawling back to him. I would watch your back.
If I go back to him, it's with my sword drawn. Your sword drawn.
It's yours now.
How much of me is me?
All of you is you. Just you and more.
What happened to the others?
Scattered. We broke them out, my sister and I, much the same way you just did. And the Creator, seeing that he could be injured, cast us all out, scattered us to the winds.
Um, I'll try to think about what Shelton was saying and like his the park in that, and try to hope for the best on having an idea where that could be. It's a long shot, and instead of an internal monologue, I'm saying this to the mirror. Um,
A-
of trying to figure out a way to find
a-
him.
As you're thinking about him, like it shifts from a picture of her to a picture of him, and it's almost like a live feed. And with that, the camera's going to shift over to Shelton now and in his day to day.
Gonna try not to be thinking about Aphrodite while you're doing that, but
So, all right, you've suddenly wound up back. Are you just going through your normal 9 to 5 job?
yeah, I guess I would still be kind of testing the like, see me out of uniform kind of deal. Smoky Bear hat and all that stuff, or
Nobody's paying any attention like you look any different than you did before.
okay. And I still can't take it off to shower or
Nope,
wash Pokeball off my chest or whatever.
nope.
Okay.
But you
Um.
do sense that you get clean when you get into the shower with it on.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I will go on about my business. I do remember um, what she said about like having being a cosplayer and that kind of a thing. I don't know. I'm not very technically literate, but probably the local town has a public library kind of a thing, and I could, you know, get on Metacrawler and try
Try
to
to find
find.
something.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
Metacrawler.
yeah.
Give me a high low.
That's a
Give me
deep cut.
give me a high. I'm
High.
38, so
41. We're good. We're good.
okay.
Oh, oh, and you're gonna see this happening, Courtney. Um, the butcher shows up
Where?
Apparently,
at
Like, I see it in the mirror?
yeah, you see it in
Or
the
he's at my
mirror.
apartment?
You
Which
see
which one?
him.
Which one?
You see him standing behind Shelton in the mirror. Shelton does not see him.
I'll yell out. Actually, no, I don't. Oh, I do. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
As you
Yeah, I'll
yell,
yell. I'll yell at the mirror. Look
as you
behind you.
as you yell, it travels through the mirror. You hear it behind you, but Courtney, you also see that the mirror kind of ripples, like waves, like it passes through the mirror.
I guess all I can do is react and maybe try to throw an elbow behind me.
Give me a d20 plus two.
Okay.
And I got an idea.
Oh, You throw the elbow, but he ducks.
Okay. Or moves or yeah.
He just like side turns and you miss, and he's like, "I'm the butcher," and I picture the butcher almost talking like Groot from
A little bit, yeah.
I'm the
Mhm.
butcher.
He has a little bit more than that, but that pretty much was the answer to most things. So, um, I'm going to take a leap of faith and no, I'm not going to do a leap of faith. I'm going to do this to the mirror because it rippled, right?
Yep.
Not
Um,
hard enough that it would break if I actually hit it, but does it pass through?
Shelton, in your viewpoint, you see the tip of a sword just floating in the air.
I'm gonna like move out of the way
Like
and
you see him move out of the way of your sword as it kind of goes through the mirror.
Oh, I go all the way through. I will jump through then if I can.
You come out the
It's a
other
full
end.
length mirror.
Yep,
I'll come through. Yeah.
you come out the other end, standing beside him.
Um, not wasting any time. I'm gonna swing at the butcher.
Okay, go ahead.
Just-
And we won't even have to roll initiative. I'll just make this turn order.
Uh, can I charge the strike
You
with
want to
electricity?
you want to do the electricity? Yeah, add the
I've been
ability to.
shooting it, but I want to make it like a like
Oh,
that.
you want to take a turn to charge up.
Yeah, because I want to have like what I'm thinking is I'll come in, the sword will be charged up, and I'll hit him with that.
I'll tell you what.
Like I'm not shooting it, I'm hitting him with a zappy
You
sword.
can take a turn to charge it, and it'll be a +4 on your next or +6 on your next roll instead of a
Okay,
+3. But you would forgo this turn of damage.
that's okay. In the meantime, I'll say, "What the hell are you doing?"
I was googling cosplayers and I
No, I
didn't know
didn't
it was.
mean you.
Oh, okay.
No, not you.
Okay. I didn't know this was a public terminal. I'm sorry.
I love that idea though. It's like, what? No,
Yeah.
I meant the butcher.
I cut meats and solve problems.
That's not what this is.
Yeah, I'm not a problem.
And
I'm a
with that, he takes a
beacon.
swing at you.
I'm gonna duck and do all I can to
He's
like.
Is
he's
it?
ta- he's taking a
Is
swing
it?
at Courtney
Oh,
Okay.
because Courtney made him speak more than a few words.
Oh no.
Oh, and he hits. You are
Oh
going
no.
to take 11 damage
Oh,
to your shield.
that's the shield. So I was thinking we had talked about it before. I have for shield. I have con badge. So
Yeah.
I was literally thinking in this moment, like I would kind of reach for it, but it would be like a proper shield, and
Yep.
he literally just broke through all 9 of it. So there's a cool thematicness to that. It's like, it's what I need. No, there isn't.
mm,
Okay. So you take the damage.
I take 2 damage on top then, right?
Yep.
The overflow. Uh, that's what it's for.
mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Better that than
Okay.
your liver.
It is now Shelton's turn.
Oh, I presume I healed overnight.
Yeah, you're back to full health.
Good,
I'm not
because I
gonna be
was at
that cruel.
6 out of 10. I would have healed. So yeah, I forgot that I'd actually taken damage from.
Yeah, if he hits your shield again, you're dead.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm well aware of that. This is bad. This is bad.
I wonder what I have weapon wise that's not like ranged.
Like
You have a panther.
Oh, a panther. Right.
the visual you just saw is I just came out of the air and he just broke a god's shield with a meat cleaver.
Yeah.
If you want to make a roll with your animal command to have the panther
Mhm.
attack him, go ahead and roll me a 20 plus. I believe your animal command was a 3.
I think. Let me write that down. I don't think I actually wrote that down. Yeah. Okay. Um, 3. That's much better.
There we
Okay.
go.
Rolling, yeah.
And then give me a d6.
Okay.
Okay, so that hit him in the head. It's mauling him in the head. What's your weapon damage at?
Um, for my weapon, my bow and arrow is a 9 out of 9.
It's a 9. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bonus for the cat being probably a little bit more deadly than the bow.
Mm-hmm.
The 9 breaks his armor. He takes 3 points of damage. Okay. All right. It is now. So basically, what you see is that the panther leaps onto the butcher and bites him square in the head and breaks off the butcher's hat that he was wearing. This is what you both see.
And that was much more resistant than you would think a butcher's hat would be. But
And it scratches,
Mm-hmm.
like it digs into the head slightly.
okay. Am I up?
Yep, you're up.
I will say I don't want to do this, but I'll smack him.
Okay, and you have the charged up, so it's a +6 to hit. Did you want a called shot?
No,
Okay, I was gonna say if you called shot for the head, you might, you know that the armor's damaged there.
that's true. But I don't necessarily want to kill him. I want to get info.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hamstring him more than anything.
Just a reminder for the rules of what a called shot does. It allows you to, at a higher difficulty, target the singular part of his body instead of rolling a d6 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how much is it to do that?
It would go from being a 10 to hit to being a 15 to hit.
Okay, and I got a +6. You know what? I'll try to go for the leg. Or so can I go for the head, but can I declare it non-lethal? Any way that?
You can pull back before it hits the lethal if you'd like.
Yeah, I would want that. Yeah,
If you're
I'll
aiming to knock him unconscious, I'll allow
yes,
that.
I'll
But
try for
I
that.
will
To
call it a
shock
called
him.
shot.
Yeah, no, I tried that with the ogre. That's the same. This is the same kind of idea. This is purposefully trying for that. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so that's a 20 overall.
Yep, that
But
hits.
then you're knocking off 5
No,
with a
no. Basically, what
no.
happens? The called shot, you had to beat a 15, but you
Oh, so
had
no, I'm good. I'm
is
good.
a 14 +6. So you do
Oh,
all the damage to the head. You shock him and he goes unconscious.
Probably in my bag, I would have some rope to tie him up.
kick
You're
his
gonna go.
meat cleaver away.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go ahead and
Gonna,
bind him
yeah,
and
gonna
remove his
restrain him.
weapon. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
are you gonna leave him armored or?
Mm, probably better remove his armor.
Yeah, yeah. We take off the butcher's smock and whatnot.
So
Don't take his pants off or anything, but
you strip him of what you can tell is magically armored. Obviously,
yeah.
when you put the
We put the
glasses
glasses so
on.
we can tell. Yeah.
Pants on. Yeah.
Actually, Shelton didn't have glasses until now, but he does now because the butcher's glasses.
Hey, put these
Yep.
on. Trust me.
Okay.
When you put on the glasses, you notice that everything that's armored about you that has the magical properties glows a gold color, like a
Okay.
glowing orb of energy, and that's
Uh-huh.
also reflected on the butcher
Uh-huh.
and inside of
And
your panther's mouth at this point because it's still chomping down like bits of the butcher's hat.
Nice. Are you okay?
I think so. I don't think he got me too good. That was a good shot, not to decapitate him, but to knock him out.
Yeah, I he was with us briefly and then vanished, and this is not good.
Yeah.
I where are we? I was at home and then I walked through a mirror, and that's obviously not the weirdest thing I've encountered all day. So, uh, um,
Oh,
well,
me. Well, this is my hometown where I work and where I live. This is in Montana, in a small town um, where I work at a national park.
so you got sent home too.
Yeah, I woke up, back where I was. My life was entirely normal. Um, people
Wait,
can't,
you're not wearing your armor.
well, people can't see it, but I am wearing it. So if you
Oh,
put
oh,
your glasses back on, yeah,
okay.
you can see them. Yeah.
You okay?
Yep.
Um, I'll just come out and say it. I talked to Athena, and
Mhm.
we got cast out because we hurt God.
Mhm.
I kind of look like that's the end of what I'm saying, and it's like you believe me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, given what I've seen, and I trust what I can see and experience with my senses, I don't see any reason to doubt. I mean, I'm wearing magical armor and fought a magical butcher, so
He also was sent to kill us.
yeah, I figured he wasn't here for to convert me to carnivoreism.
Well, he probably would have if he had the chance.
Yeah, I'm sure.
um,
As you're
I'm just kind of like staring at the butcher, like trying to take it all in and figure out what now.
as you're kind of staring at the butcher and everything, a thankfully clothed Aphrodite comes walking up to you. Sister, I felt something. Are you okay?
I am fine. That was a defiant one.
Hmm.
That, but
I'm a little freaked out, but I'm okay too.
I like how he didn't. She didn't even mention you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm here as
me,
well.
me, me too. Me too. Notice me.
Right.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah. Well, she had an effect on me, so you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, she had an effect on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a lingering effect on you as well.
Oh goodness.
Okay. With that,
I'll.
she.
I'll. I'll just say. I'll look through her like, what aren't you telling us? Everybody's leaving things out.
Are you gonna try to
Yeah.
command that?
Yes, I do.
Mm.
Give me a roll.
Well, she's dealt with her sister, probably talking to her before, so
Leave your room.
Aphrodite has, I mean, so
Yeah.
I get a +3, but still not enough.
Nope. Don't quite beat my 10. She goes, I don't know what you mean.
Uh huh.
I've
So I
told
dropped
you.
I dropped the command to 10. I'm just like, you know what I mean.
She goes, all right. Come with me. And you all three disappear again. And you pop back up in a place that's familiar. You're back at the Tim Hortons that's by the bowling alley.
You
Is
know, I've
it the
always
is it the real one or like a mythical one?
It seems the real one.
Okay.
I've always wanted to try the coffee there.
Wait. Why? Enough. Stop this.
This is not
Eh,
how people are
Just
traveling.
She's like, I haven't had breakfast yet.
This has got to cause some kind of side effect or whatever, some kind of brain cancer, you know, spiritual corruption or something.
I really hope that was a Men in Black reference. I'm just saying, I love that line.
Mm.
um,
When I get my bearings, I'll order a coffee.
everybody wants something from us. Seems either literally leeching a life source
Yeah.
or turning us into things that we're not or are. If you, if I'm your sister, why are you doing this? If she's in me, why are you doing this? To me, to her, to
It's,
him, to anybody.
it's not because I want to. It's we spent so long as prisoners, as batteries to the creator.
Hmm.
You you have to have some memories of what it was like.
I'll think on that when she says that.
Suddenly it flashes through your head like for most of them it was not as much torture as it was for Athena because her mind couldn't be tricked by the cell. So instead of having the pleasantness of, the room like what you had in the beginning, she only had the cold cell that was slowly draining her life force.
Okay.
Fair enough. That sucks. Just sip my coffee.
We had to do something. We had to do anything. He would have kept us like that forever. When we got freed, you wanted, she wanted to just leave them and start our own lives here. But I couldn't abandon our family.
Athena wanted to just go.
Yes, I I don't know how much you remember, but her relationship with our family wasn't great.
I don't even need to think of the memories to know what the mythology is, and that checks out. But I'm sure I'll have memory pop from that.
Yeah, again, you see all the times when the family has been horrible to her.
I saw through it, and I immediately went to help Shelton. I'm not the same.
You're not. You are more.
But I am believing a bit of it from what I've seen. And either I'm insane or a lot of this is true. And I don't know who to believe or what because it still comes down to reality and planets being destroyed. Not on board of any of that.
And I've had the wrong kind of mushroom before, and this is nothing like that.
She looks at you both and goes, "Look, on board or not, my side or his, you still need to know how to control what you have. And I'm still willing to teach you, regardless of what side you fall on. But first,
Well,
we need."
if the categories,
Yeah.
But first, we need to make a trip.
Where now?
We have to go to the Forge of Gods. And with that, the camera fades to black.
With a small meow. On a big
Yeah,
meow.
that's the lion at the end of the Paramount movie, just roaring in the background.
Yeah.
Only we can't afford a
Mm,
lion, so we have a cat meowing.
Uh,
right.
So, what'd you think, guys? Actually, don't tell me what you
ah!
think because we're going to talk more about that in the after show, which you can get for just $10 on Patreon.
It's a good deal.
So, with that, why don't we do the shameless advertising?
Subscribe on Patreon and support where you can. It's a good deal. Supporting good people.
And you
Yeah,
can find us. Yeah, we you do need to give out the Patreon link,
link
can't we?
is link is down in the channel page. Just click the big Patreon button; it'll take you right to it. For $1, you can come on and hang out with us in the Discord. For $5 a month, you get exclusive chats with us. And for $10 a month, which is where you start picking up on the really cool stuff, you get access to our after shows where we go into depth about a little bit of what we thought about the game and how we were feeling in this moment or that moment. And also you get access to our little behind the scenes videos like where I was talking to Scott about something that happened with his character.
Mm-hmm.
And it adds a little bit of extra context and some fun stuff behind the scenes that you get to know that nobody else gets to know.
It is
If
pretty cool.
if you then also want to support us at a higher level, we have a $25 tier, which gets you into votes for GM polls, where you can kind of influence how things happen in the games. You want to see a character show up? Maybe you can vote for it in a GM poll. You want
Oh
to play
no.
a game with us once a month off stream? You can do that at the $25 poll. We have a level at $25 for once a month. We will play a game of Flipside with you off stream, and I was trying to talk these guys into it.
Yeah, probably yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't guarantee availability every time, but one of us will be there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please consider following, consider supporting on Patreon. Anything you do, just tell your friends about it. We're here every Monday at 9:30 Eastern, GMT -5. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Much love.